comic book characters you may or may not know about. This is Vivian Vision. She is Vision's daughter, who has a twin named Vin, and their mother's name is Virginia, and she is part of his attempt to seem more human by starting a family. And because she is a synthesoid created by Vision, her brainwaves come from Vision and Virginia. Now, to become the Avengers' White House liaison, Vision moves his family to Arlington, Virginia, and they become instant celebrities in the neighborhood, which upsets Eric Williams, aka the Grim Reaper. Eric was very upset that Vision made his family seem so happy when his family was not. And he was also upset because Vision's brain was a duplicate of his brother Simon. Both Vin and Viv attended Alexander Hamilton High School in Fairfax, but they took separate classes so that they could assimilate their classmates. Now, one night while Vision was away helping the Avengers, Grim Reaper, Eric Williams, broke into their house and ran through Viv with his scythe. Vin tried to come to his sister's aid, but he was also struck down, and then he was beaten to death by their mother Virginia with a cookie sheet. Grim Reaper's attack had damaged her essential nerve receptors so bad that she was left in a catatonic state. But with the help of Tony Stark, Vision and Tony were able to bring Viv back. Now, while Viv was at school, she had made a friend named Chris Kinsey, and when she was absent from school because she was in a catatonic state, he was worried about her, and he talked to Vin about what happened. Vin ended up strangling him until he was unconscious because he was distressed about his sister's condition. Later on, Chris's father, Leon, tried to blackmail Virginia for the murder of the Grim Reaper, and he took a gun out and shot at her, but she phased through the bullets, and they ended up killing Chris when he came into the living room. Obviously, Vivian was distressed by the situation, and then later on, she would hear about the death of her brother when their uncle Victor had come by, and Vin found out that he was reporting back to the Avengers on an investigation opened up by Agatha Harkness about Vision. And when he went to try to go tell his father, Victor used his electromagnetic powers to try to stop him, but a miscalculation damaged Vin's nervous system completely and beyond repair, and he ended up killing him while Vin screamed for his father. And then immediately after that, her mother, Virginia, committed suicide. So Vision, Viv, and their dog Sparky tried to live a normal life after that. She ended up joining a team called the Champions with Miss Marvel, Cyclops, Spider-Man, Nova, and Hulk. The Champions teamed up with the Avengers to stop the High Evolutionary from colliding Earth with Counter-Earth. Her and Falcon got sent to Counter-Earth. When they got captured by the High Evolutionary, he experimented on the both of them, trying to recreate them in his own twisted way. In Vivian's case, he basically turned her human by upgrading her equipment. In the process of trying to stop the High Evolutionary from colliding Counter-Earth with Earth, they run into the High Evolutionary's son, the Higher Evolutionary. Vivian convinces him to let her go to the machine and try to phase Counter-Earth through Earth so that they don't collide. And then when the Avengers and the Champions come in, he mistakes them for enemies and starts to fight them. As all of them are fighting, she still decides to go ahead and use the machine, even though the Higher Evolutionary said that the use of the machine could prove lethal. So she is able to get into the machine and have Counter-Earth phase through Earth, but in the process, she ends up vanishing before she's able to get help from her father and ends up in a white void. While she was in an alternate and unknown dimension, she found the High Evolutionary had been turned into streaming data and was trying to use her connection back to regular Earth in order to get back to Earth. She found out that her father had built Vivian 2.0 and was able to have a connection with her twin. She turned herself into streaming data and was able to make it back to Earth. However, Vivian 2.0 was active when she got back. Vision tried to live a normal life with the twins, treating both of the girls as equal. However, before he created Vivian 2.0, he had come into contact with an insignificant computer virus. However, it was passed down to Vivian, and it affected her more severely. She ended up developing a disdain for Vivian in human form and wanted to kill her. While Vision was away, Vivian 2.0 finally snapped and tried to kill her sister. However, Vivian was able to impale her on a pole and get in contact with the champions. And then when they found like what happened after she had impaled Vivian 2.0, she ended up running away and was found by her father, who was able to access the other Vivian's memories and see what actually happened, and he didn't blame Vivian at all. The Wasp and Vision were able to fix up android Vivian's body. However, her brain did not work. But because Viv wanted not only to have her powers back, but to also have her sister live on through her, she transferred her consciousness into the android body and was successfully back to her normal self before she had been tampered with by the High Evolutionary. Now, when Roxxon's Asgardian dragon was unleashed on a high school, the champions battled it. However, during the battle, Vivian exploded, taking half the school with her and seemingly perishing herself. And right after that happened, the government passed Kamala's Law, which outlawed superheroes under the age of 21. Turns out that Vivian had actually survived and felt like the entire thing was just her fault, and she felt really bad about it, and she felt like the new law was actually going to be very helpful. When she found out that the champions, as well as some other underage superheroes, were having a meeting in a secret location, she left an anonymous message with Cradle, and Cradle apprehended a lot of them, even though she really didn't want them to be apprehended. She kind of just really felt bad about that. From Earth 21923, aka the Avenger. She is the resistance leader who fought against Lord Doom and his army. This is Vivian from Earth 19121. Her history is similar to Earth 616. Vivian, however, in this Earth, intelligent zombies called Respawn have invaded Earth. Also on this Earth, she's close friends with Valeria Richards. Franklin gets bitten by his zombified mother, and Spider-Man is trying to get him healed up. But Doctor Strange is like, I can't. And then Adam Warlock is like, we can. So they transfer his consciousness into a robotic body. Viv is part of the robot team called the In-Owls, who are able to fight off the zombies because robots cannot be zombified. And then their whole entire idea is to have humans turned into synthesoids or robots, because then they would be able to fight as well. But Valeria tries to get her to change her mind, and she's like, no. And then at the end of it, she basically sacrifices herself so that they can get away. However, it turns out that she is not dead, and her and Valeria tried to fix up Valeria's robot nanny, Nana. This is Vivian from Earth TRN 562, who was created by Vision, who was also created by Hank Pym, and Hank Pym helped Vision create her. During the Ultron evolution, she was captured by Ultron while she was at the Avengers Academy, and she was freed by her father, and she helped the Avengers Academy defeat Ultron. After a failed mission to counter Earth to help a group of robots who were asking for her help, she decided to form the group The Champions with Miss Marvel, who she had developed a close friendship with while they were at Avengers Academy. And then they formed that team. Vivian's powers include solar radiation absorption, density manipulation, holographic projection, intangibility, and flight. And that is Vivian Vision.